Hello and welcome to the Community Shares of Illinois interview sessions, the podcast where we give our members a chance to talk about their wonderful organizations and the meaningful work that they're doing. With us today, we have Vera Mount from the Forever Home Feline Ranch. How are you today, Vera?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. And thank you so much for being on today. And so I'll kick things off. We'll kind of do a combo here. You tell us about how long you've been with Forever Home Feline Ranch and then also the kind of work they're doing in case our listeners aren't familiar.
Okay. I first became aware of Forever Home Feline Ranch about 6 months before I retired from my job with the state in 2010. And so in 2009, the ranch was only a concept in the minds of the two co founders, Brenda Barton and Cheryl Johnston. To have a property with a no cage, no kill sanctuary to offer forever homes to cats that need to be relinquished due to owner's health or other hardships such as cat's health, some behavioral issues, and to alleviate the growing numbers of cats who were euthanized, who are otherwise healthy and adoptable. They first started their intake in Brenda's home, and I became involved as the person who would go in and sort through the voice messages, and I would call that my cat calls. They started doing some fundraising and were able to purchase 10 acres of property in Rochester, Illinois. And there are several buildings on the property where in 2013, the cats from Brenda's home were moved in, and we have a separate area for senior cats. We have an isolated area for cats with respiratory issues, herpes. There's a cabin that houses our HIV cats. And then there are a few cats that are able to roam the property like barn cats. They also have a small section on the property which has become a cemetery for some of the cats who have passed on. 50% of the cats that we care for at the ranch are adoptable. The other half are considered sanctuary cats, and they'll live out their life there at the ranch. There's a full-time caretaker who has a house in exchange for help with their rent and utilities. They're responsible for some of the cat care and property maintenance. One thing that's important to note is that Forever Home Feline Ranch is 100% volunteer. Our board members all have full-time jobs. A lot of the volunteers also have full-time jobs. And we rely solely on donations and fundraisers. And that's where our participation as a member organization in Community Shares has just been instrumental in helping us maintain the large expenses that running a property and a rescue mission such as this involves.
Great. I mean, that's a lot of different kinds of cats you've got going on there. Lots of different. So I'd like to ask, is there anything new going on with Forever Home Feline Ranch that you wanted to talk about today?
Upcoming events, yes. During this year's Seeka campaign is going to be our annual trivia night. And that's going to be September 22nd, which is a Friday. And it will be at the Columbian Hall on Meadowbrook Road in Springfield. The doors open at 6 o'clock and the trivia games start at 7. Individuals can participate and join into a team for $15, or team members up to 10 members can join for $150. There will be food and beverages that will be available for purchase. Tables also bring snacks too, so there are going to be plenty of munchies. We'll have raffle drawings. We'll have silent auction. Mulligans. So, people who aren't all that great at trivia, will have a better chance of scoring well. There will be cash prizes for the top three, and it's always a good time.
Great.
Also, I want to point out that during the campaign, since I'm retired and I have some available time, I have reached out to some of our member organizations and also to community. I do some volunteer work with the Illinois Grape Growers and Vintners Alliance. And at the trainings, some of the ambassadors were indicating that they like to put together baskets. And our member organizations can certainly help with trying to get things for giveaway items for the baskets. And the grape growers have donated a case of Illinois wine that I can pass along a few bottles for people who are wanting to put together a silent auction basket, which would be a wine theme related.
Wonderful. And that's September 22nd, you said?
September 22nd,
September
yes.
22nd. So everybody out there listening, clear your calendars. and
Definitely.
and normally I would ask at this point, what's your favorite part about being with Community Shares? But you kind of already answered that with the fundraising. So I think that's a wonderful answer. It's a very honest answer too. So thank you for that. So then we can kind of close things out. I'll ask you. You mentioned volunteers, full-time jobs, but also volunteers. So I'll ask the best ways to help out Feline Forever Home Feline Ranch with donations, what they can help, volunteers, how anything you want to say to that. I'll let you take it over.
Right. That the most impactful way, of course, is through donations and workplace giving, such as SICA, has been invaluable. Those dedicated funds that we raise through SICA are towards veterinary expenses, which is the biggest and ongoing expense, considering that when we take in a litter of kittens, they all have to be spayed, neutered, they have to be vaccinated, they have to be tested for any feline disease. They're all microchipped. So when we have a kitten that's ready to adopt, that all those things have been taken care of at the expense of the ranch. We do utilize a lot other rescues, such as Animal Protective League, who has a spay neuter clinic. So we can get those services done at a discount. For our older cats, the population will again require annual exams. Sometimes they have special needs and diets and medications. So the costs are just enormous. Volunteers, there's daily duties at the ranch, feeding, cleaning. People who may have, like me, who have some physical issues and can't get down and do the heavy lifting and be on my knees a lot, they just go and socialize with the cats. We have some elderly people who just go and maybe take a nap with a cat. We also need volunteers at our adoption. Most of our adoptions are held off-site. The ones that are at the ranch are done by appointment only. So at PetSmart and at ACE, we have adoptions that go on, passing out flyers for the events, soliciting donations for silent auctions, and volunteers to help work at the fundraisers. We also need fosters. We do not have enough space on the property to house all the cats, and some of the cats just aren't a good fit. They may have some fear issues, and they would be suited best to stay in an individual's home until they're ready to be adopted. So that has been another area that I'm starting to get into since I'm a empty cat nester. So I've taken on one foster, and I've helped some of the other fosters who need a break by going in and taking care of their cats. So sponsorships for fundraisers, they're not without cost. So events such as our trivia, businesses or individuals can give a financial sponsorship, and they would receive acknowledgement in any of our publications and announcements during the event.
Great. Well, with that, I want to say, everybody out there listening, watching, Forever Home Feline Ranch, come help out these cats. Get your volunteer hours together. Get those donations together. It's a wonderful ranch, and those cats need your help. So I want to thank Vera here for being with us today. And I want to again stress You can check out Forever Home Feline Ranch online. You can also get a link to their website at our website, communitysharesillinois.org. But definitely get out there, show them the help that you can do. And with that, thank you again, Vera. And we will see you again next time here on the Community Shares of Illinois interview sessions.